ObjectBox is a fast, efficient, and easy to use NoSQL database that works locally on a single device, or you can run it as a server to synchronize data between multiple devices in no time. Compared to other common databases, ObjectBox is faster in all 4 CRUD operations. If you look at the syntax, it looks similar to the Hive NoSQL database, whereas additionally to Hive, ObjectBox also supports complex queries and relationships between objects, similar to the SQL database. Let's now build our app. We create a list of users. Inside of a list view, we display these users as different list tiles. And now you only need to annotate all your model objects that you want to store inside the database. Also, every class must have an ID field that you also initialize. To make this work, you also need to go to your pub/spec YAML file, and under your dependencies you need to add the ObjectBox package, and under your dev dependencies you need to add the build runner and ObjectBox generator. Also, you need to go to the build Gradle file for your Android setup, and then go to Android default config, and here you set the min SDK version to at least 21. To set it up on iOS, go to your pod file, uncomment this line, and set the iOS version to at least 11. And lastly, you only need to go to the terminal, and inside your Flutter project folder you execute the command build runner build. And with this, out of all annotated model classes, it has generated these both ObjectBox files inside the lib folder that are used in the next step by the database. Therefore, before you run your Flutter app, you also need to initialize this database. We create an ObjectBox class, and inside of it we open the store, and the store we save then inside of the class field. And now we can use this store to store our users inside. For this we create a new box of users that we also initialize. And lastly, we use this user box, therefore we create 3 methods to get first of all a user by an ID. We insert a user and also delete a user. Also, we want to read all the users from our database, therefore we query all the users and we convert it then to a stream object. And inside the watch method we set a trigger flag to get immediately the data without waiting for the first update. And finally, we only need to use these getUsers method, insertUser method and deleteUser method inside our Flutter app. To access these methods, we use the ObjectBox inside our main file, and then we replace our current users by loading the users from our ObjectBox. And finally, we want to display this stream, therefore we go to our list view and we wrap our list view into a stream builder where we display then this stream of users. Let's also create a floating action button, and if we press on it, then we create a new user with some fake data using the faker package. And importantly, this new user we need to insert then to our ObjectBox database. And now before we try it out, I want to point out that ObjectBox comes with 2 different packages. If you use the first package, then our app is working and it saves the users to the local database. On the other hand, the second package comes with the sync feature of syncing data between the server and multiple devices. And for this we also need to connect our app to a server before our app is working. Therefore, with the second package we go to our ObjectBox class, and inside the initState method we also create a connection to a server. As of now, the server address is not existing. However, with this additional code we can also use now the local database inside of our app. And finally, we want to synchronize data between multiple devices using a server. For creating the server, you need to go to the ObjectBox sync website and click on Get a free data sync trial now. Then fill in your information and click on Start syncing. With this, you should get after some time via email this ObjectBox sync server file. Next, inside the terminal, go to the location of the sync server file and then load it using Docker. With this file should appear inside Docker under your images. Next, you can go to the ObjectBox sync documentation, and under Docker distribution you can scroll a bit down and then you can copy here this command. Then go to a terminal and make sure that you have navigated to the root folder of your Flutter project and you paste this command inside. We need to change this comment a bit so that it is pointing to the right JSON file inside of our Flutter project lib folder. And if you run this command on a Windows machine, then you might change the user ID to 0 in case you face any errors while running this command. Alright, let's run this command. And with this, it should start the ObjectBox sync server. And inside the init method, we want to connect to this new server that is running on localhost. And for the Android platform, you have a different IP address. Also add this line so that we can later see in the console if we have successfully connected to the server. And now you could run your app on multiple devices and you see it is synchronizing the data correctly over the server. And finally, let's go to the list tile that displays our user, and here we add a trailing icon to also delete a user. And if we tap on an icon, then we modify the data. And here it is again important to put it into the object box so that the update is successful. And with this, we can now also delete data from our database. And if you tap on an item, then you can also update the user data. Additionally, you have an admin panel where you can see all the data that is stored on the server. And finally, notice if you run your app on a physical device and connect to this localhost server on your computer, then it is not connecting. Therefore, make sure that you change the localhost address to the IP address of your computer while starting the server. And the app should then also connect to the same IP address of your server. And with this, the app on our physical device is also connecting correctly to our server.